All right, so what I would like to talk about is hand position. And I get questions about this from time to time. Where should I put my hands when I'm squatting? All right, so one of the things to consider is, say for instance, my husband Joe, he can't touch his shoulders like this. So you may have some shoulder mobility issues or hulking huge muscles that prevent you from touching here, okay? So you may have trouble getting into a rack position here, or even having a narrow rack position with your back squat. All right, so what I'm looking for here in hand position. So with front squats, what I'm looking for is, for me, I can get just outside of my shoulders, okay? So I have people who try to load up like this. We want it on the outside, all right? If you lack that range of motion to get in narrower, it is acceptable to go out a little bit wider and have a position like this, and I would encourage you to strongly encourage you to try other options before you go here, but this is also an option where you can come here like this, okay? Part of the reason that I discourage that position is practice makes perfect, all right? So even if you're here and that's as high as you can go, as you train in that position, you have the potential to come up higher, okay? But that's going to depend on the person, all right? So hand position for back squats. I'm gonna be a little bit wider, okay? And again, range of motion, I may need to go pretty wide on the bar. What I'm looking for here is I don't wanna be super narrow because that doesn't allow me a good grip on the bar, okay? So I want something that's gonna let me have control over the bar in that bar position. So I'm gonna reset up here to make sure I'm even on the bar. And just as a cue, depending on the bar you have, and I don't know if it is noticeable in the video or not, but it's smooth here and there's knurling here, okay, and there's little rings. So use that as points of reference to keep yourself even on the bar. So I'm coming around here, okay, and notice for me, I would say this is still a fairly narrow rack position for my hands. My shoulder mobility allows that. If you need to, you can come out a little bit wider or you can do narrower. Okay, and the other thing that I notice is that people have a tendency to wing up, okay? And if you look, let me try not to crash, what happens when I wing up? I'm loading my neck into a really bad position, okay? Your neck was not intended to hold 500 pounds of back squat weight, right? The other thing too is I see people who come up like this, all right? And again, I'm arching in a position that my back wasn't intended to load. So you can play around with that width a little bit, but if you get too wide, you're also gonna have difficulty having control of the weight, having control of the bar, and also re-racking, okay? You can smash your fingers when you re-rack. All right, so there is that.